Sri Sai Ram. We are beginning the second chapter of first year mathematics, and it is about relations and functions. In the previous chapter, we have studied about sets, various types of sets, subsets, operations on sets, application of sets in solving problems, and we also took up some problems which are analytical in nature. Now, when we discussed about set operations, we have discussed about union, intersection and difference. So, as you keep solving the problems on union, intersection and difference, invariably you get a doubt or you will like to inquire whether sets can be multiplied, and the answer is yes. The sets can be multiplied, and the multiplication of set is known as Cartesian product. So, today we are going to begin the first subtopic of this chapter called Cartesian product. Now, this Cartesian product is between two sets, basically multiplication of sets, but there is a condition. What is the condition? The condition is both should be non-empty sets. Suppose there is an empty set, is something like numbers. You can always multiply the numbers. Suppose one of the number is 0, automatically product will be 0. In the same manner, the two sets which you are multiplying, if any one of them happens to be a null set, the product is going to be a null set, empty set, nothing is going to be there in that. You must ensure that the two sets which you are taking, they are non-empty sets. So, the definition is, if A and B are two non-empty sets, or P and Q are two non-empty sets, then P cross Q is known as Cartesian product. And there is something very significant he has given, set of all ordered pairs. So, let us write the definition. If P and Q are two non-empty sets, then P cross Q is defined as x y such that x belongs to P and y belongs to Q. In other words, it is a set of ordered pairs. Take for example, let us say P is equal to, you have elements 1, 2, and let us say Q equal to, you have elements 2, 3, 4. So, what is P cross Q? It is 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. Whereas, if you have to find out Q cross P, it is going to be 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 4, 2. Very simple, but in the same time observe something very significant. What is that significant thing? It is a set of ordered pairs. They are all pairs, no doubt. What kind of pairs? Ordered pairs. What do you mean by that? In every pair, the first element is from the first set, second element is from the second set. That is the order followed. All possible ordered pairs. You cannot leave some of them. For example, if set 1 P has got 2 elements, Q has got 3 elements, the number of ordered pairs are going to be 2 into 3 equal to 6. So, we wrote all the 6 ordered pairs when we took P cross Q as well as Q cross P. In P cross Q, if you observe the first elements of each pair, they are nothing but 1 and 2, which are the elements of P. Whereas, the second elements are 2, 3, 4, they are from the second set Q. Whereas, when you do Q cross P, the first elements will be from Q, the second elements will be from P. That is why all the first elements, if you observe, they are 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 are from Q, whereas the second elements 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 are from the first set P. So, this is a very simple definition. If P and Q are two non-empty sets, then P cross Q is a set of all possible ordered pairs. In other words, P cross Q is equal to, in set builder form, an ordered pair xy such that x belongs to first set and y belongs to second set Q. So, this is how we define Cartesian product. Simultaneously, when we are defining Cartesian product, we can also define relation. Remember, the simple definition of relation is a subset of Cartesian product. So, if we are talking about a relation from set A to set B, that relation set is going to be subset of P cross Q. For example, any kind of relation you can think of. Let us say we say is less than. Suppose we are defining, let us say we are talking about P cross Q here, and we are talking a relation from P to Q, and you define the relation in your own way. There are so many ways you can define a relation. Let us say one way of defining relation is smaller than, means what? The first element is smaller than second element. So, what will be R in that case? All ordered pairs in which that condition is fulfilled will become part of it. 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 2 2 will not be part of it because 2 is not less than 2, 2 3, 2 4. So, if you write down, so this becomes a relation. See, somebody else can define a relation by saying is equal to. What do you mean by that? First element is equal to second element. So, if you define that relation, let us say this we call it R1. Now, let us say second one we are calling from P to Q only, but now we are saying is equal to. So, this will not be part of it, this will not be part of it, this will not be part, only this will be part of it. Only 2 is equal to 2. Now, let us say you take another relation is a factor of. So, we say 1 is a factor of 2, 1 is a factor of 3, 1 is a factor of 4, 2 is a factor of 2, 2, 3 will not be part of it. Why? Because 2 is not factor of 3, but 2, 4 will be there. In this particular manner, you can define any number of relations from one set to another set, and whatever be the relation, all of them are going to be subsets of Cartesian product. So, Cartesian product set is more like a universal set. Any relation is a subset of it. Okay. We will study in detail about relation in the next session. Right now, we will confine ourselves to Cartesian product. A very, very simple thing. It is something like multiplication of two sets. How do you multiply two sets? You collect all possible ordered pairs. Ordered pair basically means in every pair the first element is from first set, second element is from the second set. And remember, all elements you have to write, you cannot leave anything. Suppose there are m elements in set A, n elements in set B, then there are going to be m into n elements in the Cartesian product. So, let us see problems based upon this concept, but please also remember we already defined relation. How did we define relation? Relation is a subset of Cartesian product. Okay? Relation is a subset of Cartesian product. So, let us see the problems of the first exercise. They are very, very simple objective problems. There is nothing difficult in this. This is the first problem, very simple problem. If the elements are written in between bracket, if things are written in between small bracket, it is called element. One element is equal to another element. When you can say that two elements are equal, this element equal to this element, if the first part is equal to first part, second part is equal to second part. Why? Because first part is taken from the first set, second part is taken from the second set. That is what the Cartesian product says. So you can equate. So we can say that x by 3 plus 1 equal to 5 by 3. Simplify it, it will be x plus 3 by 3 equal to 5 by 3, cancel 3 and you will get x equal to 2. In the same manner, we can say y minus 2 by 3 equal to 1 by 3, 3y minus 2 by 3 equal to 1 by 3, cancel 3, you get y equal to 3y minus 2 equal to 1, 3y equal to 3, so you will get y equal to 1. So these are the values, x equal to 2 and y is equal to 1. How did you get? He has given that two elements are equal. Remember, in Cartesian product, each element is pair of numbers. It is not just one number, it is pair of numbers. First element is taken from first set, second element is taken from second set. So we solve this way. Let us move to the next problem. He says G is equal to, problem number 3, he says G is equal to 7, 8, H equal to 5, 4, 2, and he says find G cross H and H cross G. G cross H. We know that the Cartesian product is made of ordered pairs. So every pair you take, make sure that the first element is from first, second element is from second. So it is 7, 5, 7, 4, 7, 2. Similarly with 8, 8, 5, 8, 4, 8, 2. This is G cross H. Now if you have to find out H cross G. Remember, now the first elements are going to be from H, second elements are going to be from G. So you have 5, 7, 4, 7, 2, 7, and then 5, 8, 4, 8, and 2, 8. You can see that both are not equal. When G cross H is not equal to H cross G, we say product of sets does not follow commutativity. Commutativity means what? Whenever you apply an operation between two sets, it should give the same answer if you reverse the order. So we are finding that G cross H and H cross G are not equal. Not equal means Cartesian product does not follow commutativity. Okay. Let us move to the next problem. A cross A. So how do you find out? Minus 1 comma 1 into minus 1 comma 1. So write the ordered pairs, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, 1, 1 minus 1 and 1, 1. This is A cross A. He is asking A cross A cross A. So whatever you got, again multiply that with A. So you get A cross A equal to, means this particular set which you got, you have to multiply with again minus 1, 1. If you want, you can write it, whatever you got. So this is A cross A into minus 1, 1 again. So what are the elements? Minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, 1. This one with that, minus 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1, 1, 1. Now this with that, you will have 1, minus 1, 1, 1, sorry, minus 1, minus 1, 1, and then finally this with that, you will have 1, minus 1, 1, 1, once we will check, minus 1, 1 with minus 1, 1. So minus 1, minus 1, minus 1 with minus 1, minus 1 with 1. Okay, so this is done. Minus 1 with minus 1, minus 1 with 1, that is done. 1 minus 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1 1, 1 minus 1 1, correct. Finally 1 minus 1 1, correct, and 1 1 1. So now what is happening? Each element has got 3 numbers in that. Why? Because we have multiplied 3 times. A into A into A. We have multiplied A into A, and whatever we got, we multiplied again with A. So this is the answer. Let us move to the next problem. It's an objective question. There is nothing to solve in it. We know that A cross B contains ordered pairs in which the first element is from A, second element is from B. So generally he used to give A and B, we used to find A cross B. Now he has given A cross B and he is asking us to write A and B. So tell me what will be A? The first elements are A and B. So A comma B. Similarly, B is nothing but the second elements. So X comma Y. You can check by multiplying it. If you multiply A with B, you will get AX, AY, BX, BY. So this is how the answer is. Let us move to the next problem. These are the sets given and he says verify. What to verify? First, A cross B intersection C equal to A cross B intersection A cross C. And then second one he says A cross C is a subset of B cross D. These two things he is asking us to verify. Now look at this. What do you call it? We already discussed in set theory chapter that if two different operations are used at once, the law is called distributive law. Here what are the two different operations? One is of multiplication, another is of intersection. So A cross B intersection C is equal to A cross B intersection A cross C. You are verifying distributive law of multiplication over intersection. Similarly, you can also verify distributive law of multiplication over union also. Only thing is, in place of intersection it will come union. So how do you verify this? Whenever we want to verify something, we simplify left hand side and get right hand side, else simplify left hand side and leave it, simplify right hand side. If both are giving you the same answers, we say it is verified. So let us begin. He says A cross B intersection C. It means what? First find out what is B intersection C. What is intersection of two sets means? Elements which are common. So what are the elements common between B and C? Observe, B has got elements 1, 2, 3, 4. C has got elements 5, 6. Both are disjoint. What happens if two sets are disjoint? Their intersection is a null set. So B cross C is a null set. Why? Because there is no element common. Now tell what is left hand side. What is left hand side? Left hand side is A. Write A, whatever is A you write 1, 2 cross B intersection C. Recollect the definition of Cartesian product. What was the definition? If P and Q are two non-empty sets, both should be non-empty, means they must have some elements, whereas here the second set is an empty set. What happens if we take Cartesian product of a set with empty set? You will get empty set. You don't need to multiply anything because there is no element here to make pairs. So, the answer is a null set. So, this is the left hand side. Now, go to the right hand side. What is the right hand side? A cross B. A is there, B is there. Please write A cross B. Very simple. 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4. This is A cross B. Okay, in the intersection, you have to take A cross C. Means what? You have to multiply A with C. So, what are the elements? 1 5, 1 6, 2 5, 2 6. The first one is A cross B, second one is A cross C, and there is intersection. Intersection means what? Common. So, find out what are the common pairs between A cross B and A cross C. Here we have 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4, whereas here we have 1 5, 1 6, 2 5, 2 6. Again nothing is common because both are disjoint sets. So, the intersection is again a null set, and we say left hand side is equal to right hand side. So, the first one is verified, first result is verified. How do you verify second result? Very simple, find out A cross C, find out B cross D. So, we are doing the second part up. So, let us say A cross C. What does A cross C contain? This is A and this is C. So, write down, it is 1 5, 1 6, 2 5, 2 6. These are the elements of A cross C, and then B cross D. Look at B and D. B has got 4 elements, D also has got 4 elements. How many elements B cross D will have? 4 into 4, 16 elements it will have. Write all 16 elements. So, we wrote A cross C and we also wrote B cross D. He wants us to prove that A cross C is a subset of B cross D. When we can say that it is a subset? If all the elements of A cross C are found in B cross D. What is the first element? 1 5, 1 5 is here, 1 6, 1 6 is here, 2 5, 2 5 is here, 2 6 is also there. So, B cross D has all the elements of A cross C. As a result, we can conclude that A cross C is a subset of B cross D. This is the second one. This is the result of the first one and this is the result of second one. Both are been verified. Let us move to the next. He says find A and B. Means what? He has given some elements of A cross B. So, what does A cross B contains according to him? x1, y2, z1. With the help of this, we need to guess what are the elements in set A, what are the elements in set B. These two things we have to find. He already mentioned that A has got 3 elements and B has got 2 elements. And we know that A cross B is a set of all possible ordered pairs. Ordered pairs means what? All the first elements are from the first set. Second elements are from the second set. So, what are the elements of first set here? in each pair what are the elements? So, we can say that A is equal to x, y, z, whereas B equal to 1, 2. No doubt he has not written all the elements, but with the help of given elements, we can easily find what are the elements of A and what are the elements of B. Suppose if you are asked to write rest of the elements, you can still write, you have written x1, y2, z1. So, what are the other elements which are not given here? We can say that x1 is given, x2 is not given, y1 is not given, z1 is given, z2 is not given. These are the elements which are missing. So, total elements are going to be 6 because NA is 3, NB is equal to 2, N of A cross B is going to be 3 into 2 equal to 6. So, these are the elements of A and B. So, very simple problems. We come to a close of this chapter with the last problem, problem number 10. The Cartesian product A cross A has 9 elements. When it can have 9 elements? If each of them have got 3 elements. Because if NA is 3, NB is 3, then only the product is going to be 9 elements. Suppose A has got 4 or 5 or 6 or 2 or anything else, the product cannot have 9 elements, and that too you are multiplying A with itself. Okay? And then he says, among which, so there are total 9 elements, but among which 2 elements are known. What are the elements known? A cross A, he has given 2 elements, one is minus 1 comma 0 and 0 comma 1. Remaining 7 elements are missing. Okay? He says find set A and the remaining elements of A cross A. So, A and A. Why A and A? Because you are multiplying A with A. So, when you are multiplying A with A, the first elements we can say minus 1, 0, and here what should be the, what are the second elements? 0 comma 1. Here it is indicating that set A has got elements minus 1 comma 0. This is indicating that set A has got element 0 comma 1. What is the third element? According to this, minus 1, 0 is there. So, what is missing is 1. Here 0, 1 is there. What is missing is minus 1. So, these are the missing elements. Whether you take this or this, the elements are same. Order can always be different. So, now he is asking what are the remaining elements which he has not mentioned. He has mentioned only 2. He is asking what are not mentioned. So, we can say A cross A is equal to minus 1, 0. Simply multiply minus 1, 0, minus 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1. Similarly with 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, minus 1. Similarly with 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 and 1 minus 1. This is A cross A. So, we have found out the set A with the help of 2 elements out of 9 which are given, and we also wrote other pairs. See, only these 2 pairs were given, minus 1, 0, 0, 1. Rest all pairs we have written from our side. So, in this manner, without much difficulty, we can solve the problems on Cartesian product. But remember, while discussing Cartesian product, we also discussed about relation. And what did we say? Relation is a subset of Cartesian product. Take an example. Now, let us say we have got, here is one set, here is another set. Let us say this is A, this is B, and here he has got elements, let us say 1, 4, 9. And let us say here we have got elements 1, minus 1, 2, minus 2, 3, minus 3, 4, minus 4, etc. You can make pairs, but you have to define the relation. Let us say we define is a square of. What is the relation? Is a square of means the first element is a square of second element. So, we can say that 1 is square of 1 and 1 is also square of minus 1. Similarly, 4 is square of 2, 4 is also square of minus 2. 9 is square of 3, 9 is also square of minus 3. Actually, the set A has got 3 elements and set B has got 8 elements, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 8. So, 3 elements with 8 elements, if you find Cartesian product, you are going to have 24 elements. It is going to have a set of 24 ordered pairs, but not all of them are part of relation. In relation, what do we find? 1 1, 1 minus 1, 2 4, 4 2, 4 minus 2, 9 3, 9 minus 3. So, 1 2 3 4 5 6, only this many are forming relation. So, in order to understand the concept well, even though it is tedious, please write it. Let us say A cross B. What is A cross B? Make pairs 1 1, 1 minus 1, 1 2, 1 minus 2, 1 3, 1 minus 3, 1 4, 1 minus 4. So, all possible ordered pairs with 1 we have made. Do the same thing with 4. So, you will have 4 1, 4 minus 1, 4 2, 4 minus 2, 4 3, 4 minus 3, 4 4, 4 minus 4. Similarly, make with 9. So, you will have 9 1, 9 minus 1, 9 2, 9 minus 2, 9 3, 9 minus 3, 9 4, 9 minus 4. So, together we call it Cartesian product. First set had 3 elements, second set had 8 elements, 3 into 8 we got 24 elements in the Cartesian product. But how many elements are forming relation? Let us say we write relation here, write the ordered pairs which are forming relation. Here we have 1 comma 1, 1 comma minus 1, 4 comma 2, 4 comma minus 2, 9 comma 3, 9 comma minus 3, that is all. So, you find all these elements in the Cartesian product. So, we conclude that relation is a subset of Cartesian product. You can form any number of relations. You can say is a factor of anything, any kind of relation you can write. But remember, whatever relation you will find is going to be a subset of Cartesian product. Okay? Before we wind up, 1 or 2 more things connected to relation. What are the things? The first set of elements, A, set A, is called domain of relation. First set of elements are called domain of the relation, and second set of elements, that is 1 minus 1, 2 minus 2, 3 minus 3, 4 minus 4, together they are called codomain. Set A is called domain, set B is called codomain. If the relation is from set X to set Y, set X will be called domain and set Y will be called codomain. And the elements in codomain, which are the images, together they form range. So, what is the range? Range consists of 1 minus 1, 2 minus 2, 3 minus 3. 4 and minus 4 are not images, so they are not part of range. Once again, a new thing, range is a subset of codomain. Codomain means what? Second set. Range means what? The elements in codomain which are the images. So, all are not images. Which are the images? 1 minus 1, 2 minus 2, 3 minus 3. Together they form range. So, range is a subset of codomain. We will proceed from here in the next session about relation tomorrow. Thank you. Sai Ram.